Like the video if it helps you out, and let me know in the comments down below whether you prefer linear, legacy, or exponential settings. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we are talking about something that's probably the biggest buzz right now in the Fortnite controller community, and that is linear settings. FaZe Sway has switched to it. Ghost Innocence, Ghost Assault have both switched to legacy settings, or sorry, linear settings. For those wondering what that is, you go in here, right here down at the bottom, it's default exponential, but a lot of people are switching to using linear settings, and we're going to explain what they actually are and why people are actually switching to them, and whether or not it's going to be good for you in this video. If you're a really sweaty controller player and you play a lot of competitive and box fights, linear is going to be really, really good for you. But for a lot of players, probably 95% of Fortnite players who play this game on controller, it actually might make you a lot worse at the game, and we're going to get into why that is. So first off, I actually want to explain the difference between, the exponential and linear. It's really confusing. There's a lot of stuff in the game now, a lot of options. You can either rock linear settings, exponential settings, or you can go back to legacy, which is the old version of aiming in this game, and your menu will be over here. Exponential and legacy are very, very similar. Basically, the way they work is that as you input on the controller, your aim starts slow and then speeds up, right? So if you're pushing it on your joystick, your character's going to do this, and it's going to speed up like this. Linear, on the other hand, inputs immediately, right? So just to demonstrate, I'll turn on exponential. You can see little tiny adjustments right now if I'm moving my joystick just a little bit. And then as soon as I really commit and really push my joystick, it starts to accelerate a lot faster. If I change to linear settings, there is no acceleration curve on your joystick, which means that your aim does not accelerate. It's solid. All of the inputs on your joystick are the exact same, which basically means that, like, if I input on my joystick, I have this immediate response. Now, what this does is it makes it feel like your aim has no input lag, no delay. If you're talking about box fighting, this is incredibly good. If a player, like, jumps over your head, you're able to immediately whip. If you're on exponential, it's a little bit of a delay. It doesn't feel huge, but it's there. And when you're talking about being in a box with somebody, one of you guys is dying very, very quickly. So being able to get over on a target as fast as possible is huge for winning that fight. Another major advantage that linear has is the fact that because you have this immediate input on your joystick, and I have my sensitivity turned down right now for demonstration purposes, but you can definitely turn it up. Basically, if you're trying to make edits, because you're not battling against that aim acceleration, you're able to make your edits, like, pretty instantly. There's not really any dealing with any delay. And because you don't have any of that aim acceleration, it's also for, like, overtaking boxes in your box fights. You're able to pull your edits really, really quickly. Because, again, you don't have to fight the delay. Think about every single time you grab an edit, you have to, like, grab the edit and then gradually ramp up your sensitivity to pull it, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. When you're using the linear setting, you don't have to get that delay, like your edits are just flicking. And it is, again, it's a little bit of a timing thing. It doesn't change the game drastically, but when you're talking about box fights, timing is everything, and linear can give you a massive advantage and make you feel like a box fighting god on controller. And that's why all these pros are switching to it now. Not all the pros are switching to it. Unknown hasn't switched to it, and he's an incredible controller player. He, like myself, prefers legacy, and we're going to explain why that is. So as I said before in the video, exponential is basically the same thing as the legacy look controls. They have the same type of, like, exponential accelerating look curve. The only difference is that legacy actually has stronger aim assist. The auto rotation is still there, and it actually has deeper aim assist slowdown. So you're actually going to get a stickier reticle on targets at range if you're using legacy. So in my opinion, if you want to use the advanced controls, I would definitely use linear. Otherwise, you're better off using legacy, because legacy is essentially a stronger version of exponential aim settings. With that being said, even though I was talking about how that acceleration adds a delay to your aim and makes it feel way more responsive on linear, there's a reason that exists, and it does provide you a huge benefit. And that's because it's way easier, and I mean way easier, to tease your aim at range when you have, like, a very slight input curve. Right now, I'm able to tease my shot like this while on legacy. I'm not able to do that at all on linear. My ability to tease my aim on linear, like, look, I'm able to whip this much just walking in the street here on Legacy. But if I want to, like, really tease my shot out, I have these fine micro adjustments that I can make. Being able to make those micro adjustments, unless you're rocking a really, really low sensitivity, is pretty much impossible on linear. You can't really tease your shot at all on linear settings because it takes the raw input from your joystick, which does make it feel more responsive and allows you to hit flick shots way easier, but it also makes it way flickier at deep ranges. And if we're talking about pub players, which is what 95% of you guys are interested in, I really do think the ability to tease your shots is a bigger asset and a bigger advantage than being able to have like crazy flicky aim on linear settings. So really, the point of this video is for you to ask yourself, what type of Fortnite player am I? And what type of Fortnite player do I want to be? If you are a player who plays mostly pubs, you really just play Fortnite for fun, and you're trying to get as many kills as possible, that's kind of fun to do with your boys, while also maintaining a good solid level of box fighting skill, I would recommend Legacy or Exponential. The difference here is that Legacy has better like aim down sight aim, whereas Exponential has a boost to hipfire aim. Basically has better hipfire accuracy and better hipfire aim assist. I mean, not really better accuracy, but the aim assist on Exponential settings is stronger. But if you're a competitive minded player or you want to become a competitive minded player where that game is all about, you know, end game box fighting and improving in that sense, you want to be able to steal walls, replace walls, and then quickly edit into a box and make a shotgun play, probably hip firing. In that sense, you want to probably go linear, and it's why you're seeing a lot of big pro players like Ghost Assault, Ghost Innocence, FaZe. They're all making the transition to that setting, to the linear setting. Even though it's going to cost them at range with their accuracy, they're going to be receiving such a benefit to their box fighting. And as they get even more and more used to it, they're going to become psychopaths with it. It's going to be terrifying to run into players like that. But at the same time, your ability to laser at range is going to be big time compromised. Again, I want to make these videos so you guys can pick the best settings for you. If this helps you out, drop a like. Also, this video, the gameplay is using linear settings, and I actually ran into FaZe replays. It was a really sick fight, and I ran into him on my very first game running linear settings. So feel free to stay tuned and see how that went.
How do you flat that? Wait, bro! He should have been dead so long ago. I had to hurry up with that fight, man. Someone's gonna come in and kill us. That's so annoying. That P90 is so freaking OP. Can't even like build. You can't outbuild that thing.
So we're doing it. Replays? That was FaZe replays? No, it wasn't. Was it? You're an absolute legend. Getting on the bit leader list for today, dude. Appreciate you. Old Ninja. What a name. I wonder what sniping is like. Oh, God. Not the goddamn nades! So it definitely feels very good with hip fire and anything within like a good range of your opponent. Definite little advantage there. That's a bot. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. I'm more or less just trying to get used to this. That guy was a quick kill, but I'm just trying to get used to, like... It's a different playstyle in general. Like, it's a complete adjustment. Little snip. Little snip. So like ranges of this is not impossible. And I definitely think if I got used to it, I'd be able to hit those more consistent. But it's only a range of about 4 blocks and my aim's not perfect. To me, right now, my takeaway is that linear is the box fighter's setup. So it's no wonder that, like, you know, when Assault love it so much. It's freaking nuts for box fighting. What about aim assist rotation when moving like COD? There's aim assist, like, tracking rotation, but there's no aim assist snap-on on linear. I'm so sloppy, boys. I'm sorry. Forks and sporks. GG, man. We have 7 kills somehow, even though I'm like the sloppiest builder I've ever seen. It's not like long range shots are done or anything, but why are you running away from me? Fight me, dog. Right now, aim just feels really wonky. I might try lowering my ADS sensitivity even more. So you get a mats? I feel like I have glimpses of good, like, greatness playing on these settings, and then other times I'm just a complete freaking wash, dude. Holy smokes. Yeah, my consistency with my aim is just nowhere near the same. Luckily, the burst bails me out. Okay, GG's. Alright, that's our first dub on linear settings. 12 kills. It's not bad, it's not great though.